Okay, what time is it? I can't see my watch.
It's time.
It's 1:30 in the afternoon, Thursday, on the 24th of November. Real quick, this is going to be fun. Came up again this morning out of Madrid. Went over to the Valley de los Caídos, and then we went to San Lorenzo de El Escorial, where there's a huge monastery conceived intellectually by Philip II, and then a guy named Juan Baptista de Toledo actually architected it out and designed it out, and then a guy named Herrera actually finished it off. But it was spectacular. A royal library in here in this monastery. In the paintings on the ceiling depicted the 7 elements of a liberal arts education, things like grammatica, rhetoric, philosophy, theologica, arithmetica, and geometria, and musica, and all those others. Anyway, fabulous library. There was, what do they call that thing where the kings were buried?
That's the Royal Pantheon.
Yeah, the Royal Pantheon. Philippe is actually buried there. It's like a mausoleum underground with a dome ceiling. All the queens and kings back to the Habsburg era and stuff. That was kind of spectacular. There was an area where only infants were interred in these...
that would be children below the level of puberty.
Right. And what were the other highlights? Oh, the basilica and everything that was there. Spectacular little mountain town. We're up here in Sierra de Guadarrama. It's a crystal blue day, beautiful, temperatures in the 60s. But I got to show you what we came upon now. This is another World Heritage Site. We left El Escorial, came back up through Puerto de Guadarrama, and then headed up the AP, which means Autopista 61. And we are now in Segovia, and I want you to see what our greeting is. This is a Roman aqueduct.
Aqueducto Romano.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, it's 2,000 years old, so that puts it back to the time of Christ, huh? It's constructed of mortarless granite, consists of 118 arches. In one 2-tiered section, it is 95 feet to its highest point.
Okay.
The Spanish call it El Puente, the point. It spans the Plaza del Azoguejo. I can't pronounce it. But the Moors...
It spans this plaza that we're standing in. And what's the name of the plaza that we're standing in?
Plaza del Azoguejo.
Yeah, Azoguejo. A-Z-O-G-U-E-J-O. This is the Plaza Azoguejo. It's absolutely spectacular. There's the Maison de Candido El whatever.
And by the way,
restaurant.
it still works.
Okay, is that it on the aqueduct?
It still works. The Moors came and took Segovia in 1072, and they busted up 36 of the arches. They were later rebuilt by Ferdinand and Isabella. Those people put a lot of money into this.
Okay, what can you tell me quickly about
1484?
What can you tell me quickly about Segovia on this while I pan around on this particular picture? It's very much like Southern California, only colder. But it's very dry,
but don't say
brownish.
Because it's not really cold.
Okay, tell me about Segovia quickly while I pan around.
Let's see, it typifies the old glory of Old Castile. Wherever you look, you see reminders of the golden era.
Which we don't know when that was.
And we're going to be seeing the Alcazar later.
Right.
And it lies on the slopes of the Guadarrama Mountains, which you've already commented on.
Okay.
And it's at the point where the Eresma and Clamores rivers converge.
Right, and last thing on Segovia was
Isabella was
Okay, Isabella was proclaimed queen. Here we are, Aqueducto Romano, and we're going to head up to Cathedral, the Alcazar. This is the Eresma River we were talking about, and monastery. There was one last thing I was going to say about Segovia, and now well, wasn't it the first sentence? Show me Segovia there, then I can end this. Oh, where we are. We're in the province of what? Castilla y León. So the country's broken up. I'm going to call them provinces for right now. I don't know if they're states or whatever. Each one of those is a separate destination for my purposes for traveling different countries and places in the world. So we are in the provinces, if I can say that, Castilla y León, to the northwest of Madrid. And we'll end it there. And after we're done here, we go to Avia, where we'll be spending the night in a 16th century remodeled castle, cathedral, palace. I think it was a palace. Okay, we got to move on.